MegaRace 3 is the latest, but not the greatest entry in the wacky Cyberpunk racing franchise. While it retains the humor of its predecessors, its half-baked embrace of full 3D gameplay separates it not only from the first two games, but its contemporaries of the time. MegaRace 3 is a simplistic and broken racing game that fails to stand out in any way besides, well, its failures.
MegaRace. That's right, you're allowed here. And this is how it works, so listen carefully because it's kinda complicated.
MegaRace 3 drops players into the role of the Enforcer. Piloting a Mega Racer, the Enforcer's job, as long as they're alive, is to entertain the masses of this horrific dystopia. The death race-like reality show is composed of racing circuits, particle accelerators, alternate dimensions, and everything in between. Even if the fate of the universe isn't resting on your shoulders, your life always is, and every event in MegaRace is potentially life-altering, if not life-ending. These events are introduced by mainstay Lance Boyle, the arrogant and demeaning MegaRace host. Boyle's bits are obnoxious in the best way and may be enough to warrant a single playthrough should you find his ridiculousness charming and not annoying. You never actually see the Enforcer being briefed in first person via these live-action reality show-esque sequences. It adds a sort of immersion in that you're helpless to do anything but watch the MegaRace show and then participate in its twisted competition.
Parasites, big guy. And you want to know something? You're rat food.
It's only once you get into the actual game that things begin to fall apart. Actually, scratch that. They fall apart right from the main menu. I've tried MegaRace 3 on two different systems and run into the same issues. First, the menu screen tends to chug with delayed input. Furthermore, the menu will often fall into a loop, having the up input frozen, making it impossible to make a selection. The issues don't get any better in-game, and while the performance occasionally sorts itself out, most of the time MegaRace 3 runs as a near unplayable slideshow.
Killer mode!
The Mega Racer craft are controlled by the arrow keys up, left, and right. Down is not your brake, but rather unleashes a stored weapon drop like smoke or mines, should you have any stocked. Shift will activate your craft's mode, be it a shield and chicken mode, a gun and killer mode, or a boost and speed mode. These modes can be switched between on the fly by pressing A, S, or D. It's a neat system and concept. Strategy comes into play as you can decide to try and zip past your opponents in fast mode in a weakened state, or stay behind in chicken or killer mode, trying to eliminate the other racers. Two bars are on the bottom of the HUD, representing your health and power. Power allows you to activate the aforementioned abilities depending on your vehicle mode, while your health simply dictates whether or not you are a flaming ball of wreckage or a functional Mega Racer. Boosts to these bars, as well as weapon pickups, are placed on the track. While the modes and Mega Racer selection do offer up some variety, the racing itself is painfully simple. You hold up and go. No drifting, no grip, no nothing. Given Mega Racers are supposed to be hovercrafts of a sort, but the handling is so floaty it almost feels like a debug mode for moving objects around more than it does a racing game. While the track designs show some creativity, pinging about them like an empty pop can becomes quickly frustrating.
That sicko's go! Boom, baby!
Mega Race 3's two main modes of play are Arcade and Catastrophe. Catastrophe is almost like a story mode. Here, you don't so much race as you do shoot or outrun your objective. Courses are sometimes sprints and sometimes laps, usually involving objectives like destroying deadly bacteria in a rat's gut or maneuvering through a surreal nightmare course as reality begins to break apart. The control and performance issues make this mode frustrating, but because the goal is to complete a set of objectives more than it is trying to race opponents, Catastrophe may be the game's saving grace. Arcade mode challenges you to race through a set of several courses, qualifying third or better to move on. While I made it through Catastrophe, and even at times enjoyed it, mostly thanks to Boyle's between-stage bits, I gave up on Arcade, only seeing 3 of the stages available. The stage decor and Mega Racer models are interesting. There are a lot of moving parts in the background, and if it ran at a more reliable frame rate, I dare say Mega Race 3 wasn't a bad-looking game. Budget, sure, but you can tell a lot of effort went into imagining these strange worlds in 3D. Some of the Mag Racer-esque bits of racing around pipes are cool in concept, but nauseatingly disorienting in play. The sound design, like performance, is all over the place. While Boyle's between-round commentaries are entertaining, his constant quips during the races are obnoxious and often don't even reflect what's happening on screen.
You're watching MegaRace, where I'm Lance Boyle. Inside a gorgeous, brand new particle accelerator located close to a city near you.
If you get MegaRace 3 as part of a pack with the first two games, or have a sense of humor and are looking for a quick fix of Cyberpunk racing, Catastrophe Mode may keep you occupied for half an hour or so. Whether or not that's worth the price of admission, I hesitate to judge, as there are so many other good futuristic racing games more worthy of your time. As an outlandish cyberpunk caricature, MegaRace 3 warrants a few laughs, but not a lot of thrills.
You nailed him nice, big guy.